everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. Today, with these topics. First of all, Bitcoin is going down, and I will try to explain why. I think I have a very good explanation. And secondly, we have the character reveal of the Cryptoys Star Wars comics, officially licensed by Disney's Lucasfilm brand. And we are going to discuss about whether these are serious competition for Veve or just another crypto drop out there that appears and then disappears from our radar. We are going to talk about all of this right after the intro. Good morning. Kids Arcade is also here. Good morning to you. Hope you have your coffee ready, although it's pretty late there, so probably not. Let's go. I cannot see the smiley here, as you can see, but I'm pretty sure it's funny. Good morning, Smarty. Good morning, Kid Arcade. Smash the like button for me, you guys, while we are going to just do some housekeeping. Everything that I say here is not financial advice. That is important to say today. Because we are talking about market volatility with Bitcoin. We are also going to talk about the Cryptoys here. So I felt it's important to put that out here. Do your own research before you ape full degen into any cryptos. Also, if you're watching this video after the live stream, then make sure to check out the description for the timestamps to find the right topic. And with also smash the like. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. We are going to do a really quick news rundown to put ourselves in this market into the context like every day. And then we are going to go into Ecomi and Veve. First of all, I saw this. This is, we have been talking about, I think 2 weeks ago, about the rate hiking in Argentina going to 81% interest rate or something like that. Now Argentina is factually broke to stall the complete currency collapse. Why? Because they use their external cash reserves, their currency reserves, to prevent a total meltdown. And basically, by foreign estimates, the Argentinian central bank now is completely broke, which also means that everyone in Argentina that has any interest in preserving what they still have in terms of money, what they are earning in such high inflation environments, what you're earning one day on the next days can already be insignificant money. They will put that into something more stable. And I've been there personally myself in Argentina at the time where it was only 10 or 15% of inflation. And I can tell you that everyone was crazy and eager to get US dollar or euros. And they were willing to pay a markup of almost 30% on what the government would give you for exchanging euros into pesos. So that's unfortunately the sad reality in Argentina. Let me get into why I think that Bitcoin is going down today, and maybe we are quickly looking at the chart. So for everyone who was here yesterday and the days before, we basically have called this move on the channel, right? So we have seen here a very obvious head and shoulders. We knew that there is a pretty long going support neckline, and if we would lose this in the face of the FUD, the broader FUD, not the Veve FUD obviously, then we would lose this level. So we lost this level right now. This is a daily chart. It's confirmed on the daily chart. So we lost this level now. Maybe we come back for a bearish retest, or maybe we just drop down to the 25 level. Either way, I expect us to head somewhere down here and then find support down here. And from there, we will see. I mean, there are two options, and everyone says, yeah, you're saying it can either go down or it can up, which is basically what it can, right? We can bounce here and head off to new races, or we just can have a bounce and then fall off deeper, right? Unfortunately, that's the reality. And now I'm going to explain why I think this is happening. So Seth is coming out here and says, and this is part of the explanation, Bitcoin versus S&P 500 weekly chart, and I will open it just in a second for you. When I tell you Bitcoin follows S&P 500 and you argue against me, do you even compare the chart? Don't fade me, please, follow, and so on. So yeah, the red line is the S&P 500, and the other one is the Bitcoin price chart that you have just seen, and this little head and shoulders that we had is just around here. So what we see is that basically the S&P and the Bitcoin, they are running in synchronized in confluence, basically. And that has something to do with how the money is allocated, because both contain the view of risk on assets. I've explained that yesterday as well, right? And why are risk on assets being sold right now, and why have they been bought before? Because people were taking money out of banks and doing something with it, basically putting it somewhere. And now Jamie Dimon, for example, one of the many prominent examples in the US economy, is saying Jamie Dimon warns debt default potentially catastrophic. So Jamie Dimon, for everyone who doesn't know, is the chairman of JP Morgan, one of the biggest rating, let's say, rating, financial, whatever, mega firms in the history. And so he's basically the CEO here. And he says, for economy, if Congress fails to raise debt ceiling and US defaults as financial obligations, that would be potentially catastrophic. And yesterday, I've played your video clip about Janet Yellen, Secretary of the Treasury, which is also named here. I've played that clip yesterday in the live stream. That she also says that the clock is ticking. At the 1st of June, the US is basically bankrupt or defaulting on their debts if the Congress doesn't approve the debt ceiling. So there are two ways now. Either you improve or you raise the debt ceiling in the US, and by that you open the floodgates again for a $2 trillion money printing, or you are not doing that and you force the US to default on their obligations, basically on their loans, and starting to fail to pay essential infrastructure and critical services in the US, beginning with military, continuing with social services, and then also for normal like security infrastructure. I personally highly doubt this is happening, but markets hate uncertainty, and that's what we are seeing here right now. Because right now it's uncertain whether I'm almost certain, but I'm not 100% certain either, and that's what markets hate. They don't like that. For example, we had seen that when we had that war breaking out, and there was uncertainty about it, if it would start or not, for example. The market reacted very harsh to this, right? So markets don't like uncertainty. So here's basically the explanation, which is why they are starting to sell off stocks. And if then the market is correlated like that with the stocks, then that's why Bitcoin is going down. So that is my explanation why this is happening right now, because basically because of this uncertainty in the stock market and Bitcoin being correlated principally with the Nasdaq. But there is also this one which shows us how black swans and bear market drawdowns worked out in the past. And I know past performance doesn't mean future results, right? But past performance is better than only having a crystal ball and just guessing what is happening. So what we can see here is we always have a black swan event in basically somewhere in the cycle, and then the drawdowns are getting less and less from 96, 86, 84 and now 77%, which is also why there are still people out there that think that Bitcoin is going lower because they just see the last cycle and they say, no, it has to go to minus 84% at least, which is not necessary. It's not guaranteed. And guys, I appreciate you all being here. Please smash the like button for me if you enjoy this type of content, and so that I can get this live stream out to a little bit more people. That would be amazing. Thank you, guys. Yeah, also here, the preview of Stock Money Lizard for how the future for Bitcoin could look like, based on previous cycles, right? So we had this bear market in the previous cycle, this basically hitting the upper trapdoor resistance that we have right now in front of us, which is exactly 28% under the all-time high, previous all-time high, exactly in that time frame, or approximately in that time frame before the halving, also drawn in here. Now we would be here, and yeah, we right now have this. This would implicate that from here we retest somewhere here, and then we go up. That's what basically is implied in that chart here. So we would head in to higher highs, like around 50,000 according to this chart, then have a long drawn out correction, and then go into the halving, and from there into the bull run. This is a very long chart that goes into the end of 2024, basically. Just keep that in mind. Now, with that said, just one more thing. Historical context on the current Bitcoin fee surge: 22.8% of miner revenue has come from fees of the last 24 hours. That is regarding to the network congestion, and basically that means, so we see here also Plan B coming in, saying high fees seem to be associated with BTC bull markets, which is another bull market indicator. And then someone also said, shitcoiners providing free market stimulus package to struggling Bitcoin miners. And that's true. That's true. The ordinals and the meme coins on Bitcoin are basically leading to higher miner revenues, which means that miners are making money, which is a good thing because they are staying in the network and increasing or keeping the hash rate up. With that said, that is my explanation why we are seeing what we are seeing. And with that, let's get to our main topic, which is the Cryptoys Disney drop character reveal. Oh my god. And that's sparking the big discussions again in the Veve fam, obviously, fudders against non-fudders, basically, if I may say so. Or at least the ones that have been saying that these Cryptoys could be not a threat, but a competition to Veve. And now we have here Cryptoys channel basically saying Luke Skywalker Farm Boy arrives on May 24, along with 14 more Star Wars collectible digital toys. Cryptoys come to life in the moment you unwrap them, wielding lightsabers or firing blasters in a one-of-a-kind new immersive experience. Learn more about that. We are going to go on the side of them. I made an account yesterday just for us to discuss it. But that's the Luke Skywalker. And people have been crying about our Luke Skywalker on the Veve app. So let me know how you feel about this. But I think there are some good looking characters there, but specifically this is just weird. It's just weird. I don't like it. I think it looks trash. This whole face and everything is just not good modeled. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? While you're telling me that, let me go into the website here of Cryptoys so that we can actually look at what's going on here. So let's maybe look at their home screen first. So what are they all about? By the power of Grayskull, Masters of Universe. So they have Masters of the Universe collectibles here. They have Rubik Cube secret box, which I think, for example, this thing of purchasing a box and unboxing it when you want should be something that Veve should think about when they are dropping blind boxes. So that when you have blind boxes, that sometimes the blind box doesn't allocate a random collectible to you right away, but rather have a whatever platinum chest that costs X can contain several collectibles, so that you can have that excitement of this drop packaged, so that you can decide whether you want to maintain this box and resell that, or that you can unbox it also for content, for example, that I can maintain my box and say, hey, for the morning stream, I'll maintain my drop until I can have that box for unboxing, right? So that content creators can do stuff with that. So that would be a recommendation, something to learn from with for Veve. Now these are the Cryptoys here. Nothing too exciting in my opinion, right? But let's maybe look at the upcoming drop here. So there is this Darth Vader collectible, which in my opinion is looking pretty good. It apparently has a lightsaber that you can take out, and it's their own thing. And let us look at the collection. So here we have that farm boy Luke Skywalker again, this weirdo, which I don't like. So here's the thing: I like some of these collectibles, but if I can get this out of out of the box, I don't know if I would be happy about that. Although some blockchain enthusiasts might argue that this would then be the first Luke Skywalker on the blockchain, because some people do not accept or do not believe that Veve has real NFTs, which is, let's see, at least questionable, because we had that live stream with Hello K. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out. Where he also says that yes, they have NFTs, they're just not on chain, but the proof of ownership of that NFT is on layer one, so it has been sent to Ethereum. So there's this discussion about the legitimacy of the Veve NFTs, and that, I think, that is the reason why this came up. Otherwise, this wouldn't be too big. So here we have that again. Build your, so they need to work on the website. They have something going wrong here. Build your Star Wars collection. Discover your destiny. So apparently they are coming even in a blister or something, so that you can keep them boxed, which is also a good idea for like collectors. That's interesting. Maybe shift into light speed mode and unveil a path of the light side or dark side. Find out which blister packed first edition digital toys you've collected. And by the way, I'm going through this with you guys, not because I'm sponsored or something like that. I've never taken a sponsorship on this channel with any of these crypto projects. In fact, I turned them all down, and I can prove it. I turned down Quid. I turned down Rewind Collective, which wanted to sponsor. So I don't. I'm just interested in providing content, growing audience, and having a good time in the morning with you guys. There you go. Unwrap and watch your 3D animated Star Wars collectibles come to life, revealing their personalities, weapons, and so on. So here we have the chosen ones. There will be icon 3 characters, 5 blasters in that one. There is an Obi-Wan, which also looks pretty weird with these eyes. Where is this? So here is the Wave 1 rarities. So they have rarities. In 40% of the cases of this mystery box, you get a common, they have a rare, they have a legendary, they have grail status, And they have ultra grails. And the ultra grails are holograms, which I don't know why they did this, but ultra grail is a 1%er. Grail is 9%, so 10% that you get some of the upper echelon there. And then, yeah, basically the other scarcity is probably not too relevant there. Yeah, that's how Cryptoys look like. And I mean, the Darth Vader here, also the uncapped Darth Vader, they're quite okay. But you see the same thing as with Vivi, that once it's masked, they are pretty okay. But once it's about designing faces, they're not so okay. But this Luke Skywalker would, sorry, not Luke Skywalker. This is Anakin Skywalker. This Anakin Skywalker is the best looking one with a face, in my opinion. And then the second best looking one probably is this one. But the Obi-Wan and the other ones, they're absolutely weird. So this Anakin is this Anakin? No, it's not. It's supposed to be Luke, I guess. Yeah, it's just weird looking. Yeah, but so far for the Cryptoys, right? So guys, what do you think? Now let's try to answer that. Is Cryptoys real competition for Vivi? And maybe we should also say that they are somehow doing something like building their own metaverse, something like that. So they have this introducing Cryptoys Play, so you will be able to play with them. And then they have the Cryptoyverse, so they're quite comparable to Ecomi and Vivi, right? In the sense of what they're planning to do with it. Yeah. Looks like Richard says, looks like Luke has a facelift. Botox. Yeah, Botox went wrong here, right? So on that Luke, Botox went horribly wrong. Yeah, so they have made some effort to copy some ideas also from Vivi. They have been able to secure the Star Wars license. Can't forget about that, right? So that license no longer exclusive to Vivi. So where is this a possible competition to Vivi? In the sense that they are now going into that side of, hey, we really have NFTs first appearance that are on chain. And we know that the NFT token, not the proof of ownership, but the NFT token in Vivi is stored in the IMX database as an off-chain NFT. And the proof of ownership and of transfers, the roadmap, so to say, to these collectibles is stored on L1, I think. Yeah, because IMX is actually not a blockchain. That's basically where they are going in. And we have seen that many times. For example, everyone who was here during the initial bear market, or during when the bear market was full on, and when Vivi was still doing okay but had troubles or actually that was still bull market time, I think, when Vivi didn't have cash out. Recur, I don't know if you guys still remember Recur. Recur was saying, we have cash out. That was their marketing plan. So what other companies are trying to do is they take a weakness of Vivi, a current weakness of Vivi, and they push that specific narrative. So Recur was pushing the narrative, we have cash out in many countries, yada, yada, yada. And Vivi at the time was saying, we don't want to provide cash out because it would be only for the US, and then everyone else can't cash out, and only the guys for US. So they provided cash out for everyone right after, and then the whole topic was dead. And then, yeah, SL is here saying, Shalom, Mr. Salesman. Good morning, SL. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I have SL always interested in the Bitcoin movements as well. I have discussed why Bitcoin is falling out of the head and shoulders, in my opinion, in the first part of this live stream. So might be interesting for you to watch that. Other than that, guys, 15 people here in the stream. Smash the like button for me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't yet, if you're interested in these topics, and appreciate you all being here on this morning stream. But yeah, back to the topic. So Cryptoys is obviously following the same strategy here, in my opinion. They have identified something that Plus secured a very big license that Veve is apparently having as a very big discussion. Yeah. So as NFTs mainly attracted Web3 people, so to say, crypto people, people that are heavily invested in altcoins and so on, and therefore identified Ecomi, and by that came into Veve and became collectors. They are obviously interested in interoperability, self-custody, and the fact of what's an on-chain first appearance. So they are now hitting into that specific thing. SL asks, did you buy Elmon X? I did not. Honestly, I did not. I've seen that they have been bringing out some of the classic art NFTs. But I think if I want to purchase something of these, I might be just using on secondary, and yeah, purchasing those NFTs at a later stage when Bitcoin is pumping again and every crypto and NFT is losing to Bitcoin in strength. Then I might be doing that. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Cryptoys. Since there are several Skywalkers in there that look like they had, as Richard said, that looked like they had a Botox lift. Where is it? Where is the drop? Yeah, explore the collection. There you go. Yeah, so since there are many of these collectibles in that look like they had this Botox treatment, I don't know if I want to spend 40 gems on that or if I just buy a secret rare comic that has only 100 editions, because these year have like, I think 120,000 altogether of these 14 rarities. But obviously the only thing that matters is the rarity of one of these. But then again, if you have, let's say 10,000, and then you only have 1% of these in the legendary, yeah, it's pretty hard to hit, right? Whereas a secret rare on Veve, I think, is more than a 1 in 40 something. So that's more than 2% chance. Yeah, anyways. Let's also look quickly at Veve Drop, because Veve is bringing out the next RoboCop collectible, which is the Future of Law Enforcement droid series. Looking good, very detailed. I think that's something, technical stuff and like this, they are doing really well. We have really high quality details here. So that looks good for everyone who is interested. And again, Veve is appealing at so many different collector bases there. So yeah, that looks good. Probably, yeah. So apparently, judging from the comment here on the side, it seems to be animated. If I understand that correctly, what Veve is saying here. So that could be a cool one for showrooms. Then we'll also be having the gauntlet drop. And the drop or the gauntlet, if you empower it, so to say, is going to be animated with sound, as you've heard. So yeah, they have this little bit wrong finger snap there, but yeah, I'm very probably going to forge the gauntlet no matter what, even though there might be the gamble of selling of the stones right now and then purchasing a gauntlet later, but if too many people do that, suddenly the gauntlet is more scarce, and I'm more interested in having the secure gauntlet for the longer term, because you never know what you can do with it afterwards. Maybe it empowers you to, I don't know, create something else or destroy some collectibles in the future. Hey, Collins 4040, what's going on? Just tuned in right now. Then welcome to the stream. We have already discussed the Cryptoys before, and before that we have discussed Bitcoin. How many stone sets do you have? Only one that I will burn and convert into the gauntlet. So no stones left over after creating the gauntlet for me. I was thinking about stacking them, but then again, if you look at the edition sizes, for example, for the Tesseract, had I stacked the Tesseract, I would have completely, I would have lost money, right? So, and then at the time where some people were stacking the Tesseract, they didn't know that the other stones would come out with lower scarcity. So people thought that it would be a higher scarcity. I also thought that they will bring out like the same scarcity of stones for each stone. They didn't. So yeah, I didn't stack them because each stone that came out had lower scarcity than the other ones. So I didn't stack them at all. Did you guys stack the stones? Did you make a killing on that? Then I will be very, very happy for you guys. Oh yeah, the only thing where I have two is the soul stone. Because I burned two collectibles, a Groot and a rare Invisible Woman. Yeah. And I got a number 74 Soulstone for it. So very, very lucky there. The other one is like 15,000 mint or so. Yeah. Good. What else? Yeah, we had also, regarding the last topic, we had Dr. Profit coming out and saying, embrace the challenge of competition. It not only sharpens your saber, but also illuminates the value of what you already possess. And he's somewhat right, like you've seen in the thumbnail, right? If you compare them side by side, for sure our Mick Jagger Skywalker looks way better. Yeah, soulstone crafting stats quickly. Someone has burned a Miles Morales secret rare. RIP F in chat. We have covered that yesterday. We are now a couple of hundred collectibles beyond the 10,000. So supply is decreasing still, or supply of soulstones increasing. I hope that the soulstone that you use for crafting is then also going away, which makes then the soulstones scarce again, and so on. So yeah, as it goes into the gauntlet, I bet that's the case. So then I can use my 15k soulstone to forge a gauntlet, and I have my 74 one, which is actually in the upper 0.37% of possible mints of the soulstone, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's it for today, I think. Guys, make sure to smash a like button here. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat about those topics. Colin says, I have 10 sets, hoping I can get 10 gauntlets cheap. Okay. It's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about this. So everyone who wants multiple to then later resell into a bull run, if they want to forge it like you, they need to own a ton of sets. So I saw that there are also people that are betting on getting several Thanos airdrops of the warrior by purchasing several Eye of Agamotto. By the way, the Eye of Agamotto went up to 800 gems. I think if I would have a secret rare Eye of Agamotto, I might consider selling and then just purchasing whatever comes out of the airdrop, because it's so hard for me to imagine that the Thanos will stay above or around 1,000 gems, the warrior Thanos. It's hard to imagine for me, but it can happen. So yeah, guys, so a lot of people coming in right now, and actually that my usually my final stuff here is that I use, or not the final, but the next part would be that we look a little bit at Ecomi price also while we are discussing it. But let's see here first what you guys have to say. 7 a.m. Hodler, good morning. Yeah, 7 a.m. here as well in Germany. Good morning. Usually the stream starts only at 7. I think I had it started at 7 in the morning. No, actually, did I start at 8 usually a.m. in the morning? I'm not quite sure. I have to check back. But we are going to go to a little bit later schedule, which is possible for you guys. I see that right now because people are coming in at this hour. But right now it's not possible. Today is the last day of the trade show that I'm attending. So yeah, got to stream earlier if I want to make it for a crypto morning coffee with you guys. Pretty excited about doing these streams, although sometimes like these early streams didn't have too many viewers, but that was more because of the time probably. I sold my SRI in exchange for 5 open eyes back in the day. Yeah, that's painful right now because that secret rare eye would have done the deal. Still stacking VeChain, hi from Belgium. Okay, then greetings to Belgium. Guys, let me know where you're tuning in from so I get a little bit of an idea which countries I'm reaching at this hour. Yeah, Belgium. I've never been to Belgium. It's just on the side of Germany. I've never been to Belgium. Still stacking VeChain is good. It's my second biggest portfolio position after Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is my biggest one with 45% or so. And then VeChain is making up, I think, almost 20% of my portfolio, of the crypto portfolio. Not counting in NFTs and everything, percentages decrease a little bit. What business you do? I am working in sales, and I'm working somewhere between digitization and the logistics industries. So that's also why I'm so passionate about VeChain, because VeChain is a big deal in the logistics industry, in the supply chain industries. So I really like the use case. They have a ton of real life application, which is why it's my second biggest position. And then my third biggest position in crypto, only considering crypto, is Ecomi. But if Ecomi is going down more, I'd either have to purchase more to keep it up at the percentages, or it would just lose against my other positions that are holding up better. But yeah, that's how my portfolio is basic. Yeah. I'm on red eye flight from NYC to LAX at the ATM. Okay, so why are you having a red eye flight? Big in business? That sounds stressful, but I hope that you enjoy this stream and that this makes your time a little bit, let's say, passing more quickly, because I know if you're flying a lot, then flying is not as exciting as when you're flying into holidays, especially if you're doing it for business, and especially if you're doing it without sleeping at all. As a logistics business is okay, it's kosher. Okay. Thanks for the approval there. Listening from British Columbia, Canada. That is so it's what is it, midnight for you? Almost midnight, 11. Seems to be around this time. So yeah, greetings to Canada. How is the red leaf doing over there? How is the goose doing in Canada? First time catching the live stream. Normally I'm asleep right now. Yeah. So probably then you are at the are you at the east? You what is that? If you are at the east, no, you're more at the west then, but not so far west that it's only like in Canada midnight. I'm just guessing. So it's 10 p.m. in Canada. So probably if you are more to the east in the US, then it's somewhere girlfriend's grandma's birthday, big get together for it. That's awesome. I always liked um, get-togethers of a family get-together where everyone was there, like the oldest great grandma, um, like I my the mother of my grandfather was alive a long time, so she made it to 98. So, and if you had like you have everyone sitting around, just the whole pack, it's just a good feeling. So in that sense, it's from your girlfriend. So you're investing in that relationship big time, like flying to the grandma's birthday of your girlfriend seems to be serious. But anyways, what's also serious is the drawdown of Ecomi. As you can see here, that's basically the trend we had discussed when this support went away on this channel. Bearish retest on structure and then coming down again. We called that correctly, and also here we said very careful. Yesterday or day before we said that very careful here because there's no volume, no momentum. Stochastic RSI already hitting into the overbought zone again. Momentum change, let's say. RSI, there's room for upside, room for downside. So there's no reason why we shouldn't come back down to 0005s, and then from there we'll see what happens. So that's as much as I can tell you for Ecomi right now. I'm still waiting on the sideline for Ecomi to come down there and then see what's happening. Because if I buy more, I want to buy it at way cheaper prices. Don't remind me. First purchases was $0.013. You mean the Ecomi? Yeah, I think my average is 0029 or so. That's I think my average. So from there I'm down bad. So I'm really down bad. But there are many people that I aped into Ecomi at the 1 cent level, as it appears also Collins. So what I want to see basically to allocate. So I might be, if we come down here to the level where we basically tested with this wick. Excuse me, guys. I have to sneeze probably. It's somewhere there, but it's not really coming. Okay. That's the worst. I'd rather sneeze, right? Anyways, I want to see Ecomi reclaim this major support now resistance level first to allocate bigger money. Otherwise, I want to see it to come back down here and then see what's happening somewhere here. If we look like there's no momentum at all and we might lose this, I would just watch this dripping down to whatever level that I feel comfortable DCAing in more. I have been DCAing a little bit in these sideways action because I thought this could have been somewhere at the bottom, but then we saw this dead cat bounce there, and then we just dropped more. And what you always have to keep in mind is that at these levels, early investing whales are still up 20x on their investments, and they have billions of Ecomi tokens that they try to liquidate still. And why can't they? Because if they would, the price would drop immediately like a rock. And if that happens, then they have to sell at these prices, but they want to sell at these prices, which is why they only can sell tiny amounts into the market, because there are no exchanges, and with no exchanges there's no liquidity, and there's also not a lot of demand. So they have to do these games where they push the price, then people get excited, then they sell a little bit, and they push the price, people get excited, they sell a bit, then on critical levels they have a hard bounce and everyone's saying that's the bottom, and they sell into this. So they create exit liquidity while they are going down, and they are doing this ever since basically ever since the peak, right? This is the full story basically here, and this is basically since ever there. That's all exit liquidity for these mega whales, which all try to lock in massive profits, but they can't, because there's not enough buyers, which is why they're careful to not tank the price. And then sometimes here they try to lock in the price actually for an extensive amount of time, where they just made profits between two price ranges, and then that's what they made at the time. And then from there they go back to the schedule of someone breaks the price barrier and then whipsaw down, and then you see this. So there will be one day, one moment for Ecomi when the whales are done with this game, when something happens and they say, they shift and they turn around and they say, well, now we are buying, we want to ride that wave up. And that's where they are going to start accumulating, where prices will not go down anymore, where we will just move sideways on a huge buy wall or something like that. And from there, some others might take the advantage and purchase everything, and we will just keep rising. But if that happens, we need to see first these lines, this major support line reclaimed, right? We had another big support here. For me, it's just no reason right now to go into that. So you literally bought the peak. There's always a good if you still believe in a project, obviously. If you still believe in a project, if you still believe in a token, then there is a good thing to just lower the average towards a good price. But I mean, if you're lowering the average at this price and then you dump, then you have to lower again here and then you dump. There's no sense in doing that, in my opinion. I'd rather wait a little bit more and see what's happening. And if I have the feeling that we could reach a level where we are sideways accumulating now and then slowly upward sloping from there, maybe I might be accumulating exactly at these times where I feel. I could still be wrong, but when I see sideways action like this here, and then a price coming up, that's where I'm falling for the whale games, right? So Andre Omi Gecko says 4 zeros X. So 4 zeros and 5, 4 zeros and 5 is where whales would be more or less even, where there's no sense anymore for them to sell. So in my opinion, there are two things that could happen. The first one that could happen for Ecomi is that that Veve comes out first and says Omi to NFT is happening, and they're rolling it out for beta, right? So they are bringing utility. The second thing that could happen is that Ecomi presents a new exchange and there's more liquidity. There's more interest. And then the price action would spark more interest and people would get into FOMO that could at least lead to a midterm rally, right? So that could happen. And the other thing that could happen is that Ecomi hits first these super low prices where whales just say, okay, no sense in selling anymore. Now we're accumulating back for when these things happen, then to pump the price and rinse, repeat the same thing. So until then, there are two strategies. Either you do what I do, not financial advice, and wait for just to see how this level plays out, which is risky, because if tomorrow the announcement of Omi NFT comes and they go like this, then you didn't accumulate at these low levels, right? But if you wait and see what's happening here, and maybe see that they are going to dump here again at these levels and bring prices even lower to maybe 0001 or something like that, then you might be accumulating tons of Ecomi, right? So the safest strategy of them all is just to have your savings plan, something like, and just DCA into this on the way down and just accumulate. So for example, like $10 every week, right? If you put $10 every week here, you're just lowering your average until there's the turnaround. Yeah, or until the project dies, until they say, hey, Ecomi probably is security, we can't do this anymore. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that they would say that, although probably not. Probably they will bring utility at some point when it fits their schedule, when they have things sorted out how they can do it, and then we will have the turnaround. But there's so much room to the downside, guys. So much room to the downside, potentially. So yeah, I am curious how this plays out. But that's a downtrend, and unless we that's like, I mean, that's a series of lower highs and lower lows, right? So yeah, there will be no more OMI. They don't trust it with regulation. I don't know about that. If that's true, because regulation, right? Regulation. If the regulation would be that OMI is a security, then every other altcoin is a security. Oh, OMI to NFT, you mean? Okay. So NFT, OMI to NFT could happen in the same way that they do crypto pay in, basically through wire. Only that crypto pay in is basically selling crypto and then going into fiat, which would put selling pressure on OMI. So yeah, direct integration with OMI. You can, I don't know if you guys are aware, but you can sell and purchase collectibles with OMI on IMX. So the Gods Unchained cards and so on. So you can't theoretically list collectibles in OMI there. So that's already there for Ecomi. Are they still burning OMI on every drop? I checked out for a while. I don't know what's what anymore. They do, but I don't know if it's still relevant, or I know that it's probably not relevant anymore. So they are still burning in that mechanism that it goes from reserve to vault, and then from vault to burn wallet. I think there's 162 billion OMI tokens still left in the reserve. But from everything that I can see, it's not relevant anymore because of this remodeling of the OMI to NFT thing, where they want to burn from circulating supply, which means that the OMI fees would be burned right out of your OMI wallet, which you are connecting to Veve. And they have, I think Reese has said that in that when he came on to Jordan Reese OMI around the OMIverse. By the way, I will be on that one on Monday around the Ecomiverse on Jordan Reese's channel next Monday. And Reese said that the crypto regulation in the EU, in the European Union, is actually making them think about having their self-custody Ecomi wallet that then would be somehow attached to Veve. And if that's the case, then you are basically only deciding to send OMI to Veve as a currency for the collectibles, and the fee you are deciding to send to a burn wallet for that collectible. And so it's still an automatic thing that is going to happen, but somehow they will implement the mechanism so that it's basically out of your pocket and not out of their pocket, and therefore this could be legit regulatory wise. And you see how complicated it is for us to think around this, that are more in this in the space. So I think also Ecomi and Veve will have the same thoughts. How can we do it? I think there's still a high chance that it will come in some way and form. And I think no matter what, even the dead shitcoins are pumping a couple of X in a bull run. So there should be at least some profits out of Omi no matter what. And if volume is coming in from any announcement, then exchanges are jumping on the token as well. We have seen that with Pepe. You have a community, you have volume, you get listed. That's how it works. So yeah, with that, guys, unfortunately, I have to leave. I really enjoyed that conversation. Guys, make sure to smash the like. Please smash the like under the stream if you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments below or right now in the chat what can be better if you enjoyed it and so on. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I will be online every morning, probably around this time, so from 7 to 8 or something like that a.m., which is right now 7:30. I will be streaming every day with crypto news, Ecomi and Veve focus in the second part all the time of these streams. We are going to discuss everything that is happening in space. So make sure to also tick the bell to get notified when I come online. And follow me on Twitter as well at hodlerpatient. So thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate this. I really enjoy the streams with you guys. Thank you, Crazy Dan, for that. It's much appreciated. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your coffee and see you in the next live stream. And I will discuss chilies in the next live streams as well. Last live stream, I discussed chilies. Make sure to check that out. Bye.